morning or good evening, boys and girls. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about multiplying of decimals. Remember, when we multiply decimals, we ignore the decimal and we always multiply like normal. So at the bottom, like we have 5.6 and 3.2. I'm going to pretend decimals aren't there. And I am just going to multiply 56 times 32. Well, when I multiply by my 2, I'm going to end up getting this. Now I've got to multiply by my 3. I can either put a 0 there or I can put an X there. It doesn't matter because it's a placeholder. 3 and 6 is 8. Carrying my 1 because it's really 18. Now 3 and 5 is 15. Plus 1 more is 16. Now I'm going to add. We have 2. 8 and 1 is 9. 6 and 1 is 7. And 1 is 1. But even though I just multiplied, I've got to really go back and remember I really did have decimals. So now I got to see how many decimals I have. I've got 1 here and 1 here. But the kicker is we've got to remember how many numbers are behind my decimal. So I have 1 number behind this decimal, 1 number behind this decimal. So how many numbers do I have total behind my decimal? I have 2. Since I have 2 numbers in my problem behind my decimal, in my answer I have to have 2 numbers behind my decimal. So my answer really is 17.92. Okay? On this one, we're going to be looking at the exact same way. So I would just multiply like normal. So it would really be like 111 times 223. Get 3's here because 3 times 1 is always 3. Placeholder, 2 times all my 1's would be 222. And then I have to put 2 placeholders, and I would get 222 again. Now I can add up. That's 3, that's 5, and that would be 7, and that would give me 4, and that would give me 2. But once again, I got to really remember about those decimals. And I had really 11.1 and 2.23. I have 1 number behind my decimal. I have 2 numbers behind this one. So that gives me a total of 3 numbers behind my decimal. So down here, I have to count. How many do I have over? 3. So that's how I got the 24.753. All right, now I'm going to give you a few minutes, and I'd like for you to do 1 through 4 and see what you come up with. All right, go ahead and pause it if you aren't finished, and I will go ahead and go on with these. With number 1, you should have gotten 97.96. If you would have multiplied, you would have gotten 1116, and then you would have gotten the placeholder, and then you would have gotten 8, 6, and 8. When you add those up, you get 87.96, but remember we have 1 number here, 1 number here, so that means I have to have 2 numbers at the end behind my decimal. Oops, I'm sorry guys, I accidentally wrote 8 here instead of a 9. I apologize about that. Okay, and that's my final answer. On number 2, you should have gotten 98.6 as your final answer. So when I multiply, this would give me 1360. The next line would have been 8500. Add that up. That gives me a 0, a 6, an 8, and a 9. Let's count and see how many numbers I have behind my decimal. 1 and 1, so that gives me 2. So 1 and 2, 98.60. If you write it as 98.60 or 98.6 those would be correct. All right, on the next one, what did you get? Did you end up getting 620? If you did, awesome. If not, let's look at it. All right, when I multiply 2 times 100, I get 200. Then I got to multiply the 6 by 100. Put my placeholder, and I'd also get 600 there. Add up my numbers. But wait a minute. Let's see here. I've got a decimal here, so I know there's one number, but I don't see a decimal on this number. Where's my decimal? Oh, wait, that's right. It's behind my 100 because it's a whole number. But I have nothing behind it. So I only have to move my decimal over one time. And that's how I got the 620. And the last one, you would get 84.075 as your final answer. And that would get, when you multiply it, you get a 12,825 here. And then you get 71250 here. When you add it up, you get 84075. Count my decimals. There's 2 here. There's 1 here. A total of 3. So 1, 2, 3. 84.075. Okay, now for the last 3, I would like for you to try those on your own. Tomorrow in class, we will go over those answers, but for the secret question. Okay, I want the secret question for tonight to be, what is your favorite color? And I would like for you to write that on the side between number 5 and 6. I want your favorite color to go where I would put that circle at. Y'all have a great evening.